Welcome to the deep dive. You've handed us quite a stack of sources covering the AI frontier, and our mission today is pretty simple.
Simple but important.
Right. We're here to extract those high-impact knowledge nuggets. You need to understand where this high-stakes race is actually headed next.
And that race has hit a new level of wealth frenzy. We are really looking at a head-to-head battle between Google and OpenAI. And it's all fueled by just staggering amounts of infrastructure money.
The intensity is just higher than I think we've ever seen.
It really is. It's pushing the limits of everything, hardware and software.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Just this week, Google fundamentally reset the whole price-to-performance ratio for frontier models. I mean, they're essentially trying to crash the party.
While at the same time, you have experts from Stanford telling us that this whole hype phase has an expiration date.
Exactly. They're predicting a major reckoning in 2026. So today, we're covering Google's aggressive new model, these potential multi-billion-dollar moves between Amazon and OpenAI, and what that post-hype era is going to look like for you.
The pace has gone from fast to just absolutely frantic. So let's just jump straight into the new updates, starting with a model that really, I think, changes the economics of intelligence.
That's right. Let's start with Google's big move, the rollout of Gemini 3 Flash. And this isn't just a minor update, this is a strategic weapon.
Aimed squarely at the enterprise market.
Yes, it's an optimized version of their flagship model. But the crucial point, the thing to really get, is that it keeps its advanced frontier-level intelligence while massively prioritizing speed and cost.
It truly is. This is like the definition of a market disruptor because that performance triangle they hit, intelligence, speed, and cost, it's forcing everyone else to redraw their roadmap.
You're getting premium performance at non-premium prices.
Exactly.
And the numbers really tell the story here. Flash matches, or in some cases even exceeds the performance of their more expensive Pro version on key benchmarks. But get this.
This is the kicker.
It's priced at only 1/4 the cost, and it operates at triple the speed. I mean, that is an efficiency curve we simply haven't seen.
Not at the true frontier level. Never.
So what's the strategic implication here? How does this connect back to, the end user?
Well, what's fascinating here is that Flash makes these true agentic workflows, where AI runs complex multi-step tasks all by itself financially viable.
For the first time, really.
For the first time for maybe 90% of businesses. This moves AI from just being a powerful assistant to being a truly cost-effective operational engine. And that directly accelerates Google's whole effort to eat away at OpenAI's market share.
By just removing the friction, the cost?
Yep, removing that economic friction of deploying at scale.
And for those of us trying to understand the actual capability difference, help us understand the context of the raw intelligence here. Flash scored 33.7% on humanity's last exam. Why does that specific score matter?
It matters a lot. That exam is, it's pretty much the gold standard for measuring advanced reasoning. It focuses on really complicated, multimodal tasks, nuanced analysis.
So not just summarization or coding.
No, not at all. Hitting 33.7% means it nearly matches a major competitor's top score of 34.5%, while tripling the performance of its own predecessor, which only got, 11%.
Wow.
So it proves they got this incredible speed and cost reduction without actually sacrificing the raw intellectual horsepower.
The competitive pressure is clearly intense, which immediately pushes us to the other huge headline, the infrastructure war. We're talking about Amazon potentially investing over $10 billion into OpenAI.
Which would value them above $500 billion.
The financial scale is almost harder to process than the technical leaps. It's dizzying.
It is the high-stakes game of global cloud and hardware dominance. It's clear OpenAI is enjoying their, let's call it freedom from their old Microsoft exclusivity.
Right. They can shop around now.
Exactly. They're courting competitors for these massive infrastructure needs. We already saw that huge 7-year, $38 billion AWS contract they signed.
And now they're partnered with at least 5 major cloud providers.
They are spreading their risk. It's a smart move.
So this proposed $10 billion deal with Amazon, it's tied to a strategic commitment, right? It's not just cash.
No, it's not just cash. Sources suggest it involves OpenAI significantly upping its use of Amazon's Trainium AI chips.
Is that just a distraction from core product development?
I don't think so. I think this is the ultimate strategic validation play for Amazon. If you look at their motivations, there are two. First, they have to hedge their big bet on Anthropic by getting a stake in their biggest rival.
Of course.
But second, and I think this is the crucial part, this deal is a lifeline for their internal chip, Trainium.
Which has been struggling.
Struggling a lot. Securing a huge, high-profile customer like OpenAI is priceless marketing. It's validation for a chip that has really struggled to gain any traction against NVIDIA's dominance.
So it's a huge defensive play for Amazon's hardware, but the sources also hint at a massive consumer play here too.
Oh, absolutely. The discussions about commerce and enterprise partnerships are enormous.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at positioning ChatGPT as a crucial new shopping
Was
destination.
it shopping destination?
In an enterprise channel, if that happens, it opens up Amazon's entire commerce engine and, its whole logistics network to OpenAI's user base. That's a massive new revenue stream.
It's a very complex dance. So while these giants are fighting over today's market, we have experts at Stanford's Institute for Human-Centered AI, or HAI, looking ahead. And they're signaling that this current AI hype cycle,
The demo era.
yes, the demo era is unsustainable.
Mhm.
They're predicting 2026 will be the year of reckoning.
And this forecast is so important because it shifts the focus from, what can AI do in a lab to what is AI actually delivering on the balance sheet.
Right, it's the ROI conversation.
Exactly. Stanford believes 2026 is when companies move from just enthusiasm and pilot programs to demanding demonstrable massive return on investment. The flashy demos just won't cut it anymore.
And if models like Gemini 3 Flash are dropping the price floor on intelligence, that directly enables the kind of enterprise effectiveness that Stanford is saying the market will demand.
It's the infrastructure making the reckoning inevitable.
So what are the key elements of that shift, according to them?
Well, we have a few key voices. James Landy, the HAI co-director, he predicts we'll still see no AGI this year. But more practically, he thinks more companies will have to publicly admit that, outside of coding and call centers, AI hasn't delivered those transformative gains they hoped for.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. The pressure is on for the next wave of apps to prove their worth.
That sets a pretty high bar. Then there's the economist Eric Brynjolfsson, who specifically forecasts the rise of AI dashboards.
And these aren't just your quarterly reports looking backward. He expects tools that will track labor displacement and productivity right down to the individual task level.
Updated monthly.
Updated monthly, that's the key. That real-time tracking is a huge deal. It completely changes organizational accountability. You won't wait a year for a report. You'll see the metrics changing month to month.
Forcing you to adapt or change tools immediately.
It just accelerates that adoption cycle for the end user dramatically.
Meanwhile, Curtis Langlotz sees a ChatGPT moment coming for healthcare. He points specifically to the falling cost of training specialized medical models.
And crucially, the rising accessibility of high-quality medical data sets. That combination is just explosive for innovation in, diagnostics and treatment planning.
And what about the legal sector?
Law professor Julian Nairko noted that firms are already moving past the simple question of, can the AI write a decent first draft?
That's table stakes now.
Totally. The focus is shifting hard to how well does it perform on complex stuff, and most importantly, at what long-term legal risk. The liability discussion is replacing the functionality discussion.
So what does this hard pivot mean for you? The experts aren't predicting a crash, but they are signaling that patience for overpromising pilots is just gone.
It's exhausted.
The bar for ROI is about to get significantly higher, and you have to be ready to demonstrate real, measurable effectiveness, not just potential.
It's the shift from early adoption to mandated month-by-month efficacy.
Okay, so that's the high-stakes game at the top. But while the giants battle it out, the rest of the ecosystem is moving just as fast. We should probably take a more deliberate step back now and synthesize some of these other rapid developments.
Let's look at the startup ecosystem first. The speed of value creation is just staggering. Manus, an AI startup focused on agent architecture, hit a $100 million annual revenue run rate. ARR.
In just 8 months.
Just 8 months after launching.
That puts them in a really elite club.
Right.
We're talking hyper-growth startups like Lovable, Cursor, Replit. To hit that number that fast, it tells you something pretty crucial about the market demand, doesn't it?
It really does. It suggests the foundational demand isn't just for models, but for sophisticated, specialized, agentic software. The kind that can actually manage these multi-step, complex workflows without a human constantly stepping in.
And their new release, Manus 1.6, reflects that.
It's all about that. It's a core agent architecture designed to achieve those complex business processes with far less supervision. This growth just validates the enterprise market's immediate need for high automation.
And they're willing to pay a premium for it.
For sure.
Speaking of leaps in capability, let's talk multimodal.
Yeah.
Alibaba just unveiled Yuan 2.6, and it looks like a pretty significant push in creative generation.
It is, especially in video. While a lot of models are focused on a single image or, a short little clip, 1.2.6 is pushing the limits on cohesive narrative video.
What does that actually mean?
It can generate up to 15 seconds of HD video that includes dialogue, detailed storyboarding, and pretty sophisticated character referencing, so it can maintain the look of a specific character across multiple clips.
So it's moving closer to becoming a true partner in story production.
Exactly, not just a raw asset generator.
Let's turn to some of the strategic and policy shifts, starting with that big leadership change at Amazon.
Right. We mentioned how crucial infrastructure is for them. This is underlined by the news that Peter DeSantis will now head a new, consolidated division overseeing their AI models, chips, and quantum computing.
That signals they're putting compute hardware right at the center of their strategy.
Absolutely. They are consolidating control over the entire vertical stack, probably in response to all that pressure from NVIDIA. And this also coincides with the departure of Rohit Prasad, who is the architect of both Alexa and Nova.
That's a massive restructuring. On the policy front, we have U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders announcing plans to pursue a pause on AI data center construction.
And we should report impartially here that he is citing concerns about job displacement and the, massive societal and environmental impacts linked to the rapid expansion of these facilities.
It reflects a growing political tension around the physical footprint of AI.
The sheer energy demands, for sure.
Shifting back to the developer landscape, we're seeing specialized models pop up everywhere. xAI, for instance, introduced the Grok Voice Agent API.
Which is a critical signal that companies are realizing models need to be accessible through more than just text. The Grok Voice Agent API lets developers build new voice tech using xAI's top-ranking speech-to-speech model.
Which opens up a ton of new applications.
Oh yeah, enhanced customer service, robotics control, advanced hands-free computing, all of it.
And Meta released a really fascinating audio tool, Sam Audio. This isn't a generator, it's more like a surgical instrument for sound.
That's a great way to put it. It's a tool for precision sound isolation. Sam Audio can pull out very specific sounds from complex audio or video files using simple text descriptions.
So you can just tell it, isolate the dog barking.
Exactly, or remove the wind noise. It does it using text or visual clicks on a waveform or even timeline descriptions. It's a highly specialized model solving a previously painstaking manual problem.
Okay, to wrap up today's dive, let's quickly run through the specific tools and applications that are trending right now. The quick, usable knowledge points you can check out.
First on your list has to be Gemini 3 Flash. We covered it, but its trend is driven by that use case, offering Google's powerful, cost-effective frontier reasoning. It signals that intelligence no longer has to come with a premium price tag.
OpenAI is still upgrading its core products, specifically with ChatGPT images. It's their latest and more capable image generation system, just continuing to push that visual quality bar higher.
For text-to-speech, keep an eye on Chatterbox Turbo. This is from Resemble AI. It's fast, very expressive, and it's an open-source TTS model.
That open source part is key for developers.
It's huge. It gives them maximum flexibility.
For finance and audit teams, Trillian is trending. Its whole thing is automating financial workflows, pulling data from leases, invoices with high reliability.
And if you're always in virtual meetings, Cluely is getting a lot of buzz. Its key innovation isn't just taking notes, but providing perfect notes and real-time answers while being completely undetectable in the meeting.
That's interesting. It points to that need for privacy and compliance. Developers are also leveraging Graphite to ship higher quality code faster. It's an AI-assisted platform for the whole coding lifecycle.
And finally, anyone building large-scale AI apps should know about supermemory. Its function is essential, providing blazing fast and scalable memory for AI applications, which ensures those instant response times and low-latency user experiences.
That brings us to the close. What a week. We've seen the relentless pace set by models like Gemini 3 Flash, the staggering financial stakes with the Amazon and OpenAI talks,
And the rapidly shifting expectations signaled by those Stanford experts for 2026.
the central narrative feels pretty clear.
It is. The cost and speed equation has fundamentally changed, forcing everyone to innovate faster. We're moving from the era of exploration to the era of mandatory measured efficacy.
So to leave you with a final thought, let's circle back to Eric Brynjolfsson's prediction. If those AI dashboards tracking productivity at the task level updated monthly, if they become standard,
It changes everything.
it fundamentally changes how quickly you, as a professional, need to adapt. It means continuous, month-by-month skill evaluation, forcing adaptation at a relentless speed. The question is no longer if you adopt AI.
It's how effectively you deploy it and what the metrics show. If you don't keep up and demonstrate that value, you're going to fall behind very, very fast. The time for learning is shrinking.
Exactly. If you found these knowledge nuggets valuable, please make sure you follow the show and share this deep dive with others.
See you in the next deep dive.